Welcome one and all to War with a Mate with me, James.
Me, Andy.
This is a bit of a no-frills episode. We've decided to dial it back to basics. The basics being playing the campaign for North Africa.
Which we didn't do.
We didn't do that today, so we've
we're
stripped
not back
it back.
to basics.
We've stripped it back real far, because we've instead decided to, amongst our busy schedule, we got all sorts going on at the moment. So we thought we'd take the opportunity to put out an episode that's going to be more focused around the holistic view of the game, because we're 2/3 into the practice run. We've got the end in sight, and we thought, let's take stock of what we've done right, mostly what we've done wrong, so we can learn from that, and how we're going to change that going forward, not just for the rest of the practice run, but for the full game itself. So we're off script. Usually we've got a teleprompter here telling us exactly what to say. The whole thing's AI generated, so we've decided to pull it back today, and we're just going to freeform it.
Because we're out of AI credits.
We run out of AI credits. We usually fork out, what is it, £70 a day?
70k.
70k a day for AI credits.
Data processing isn't cheap.
It's not. We've got a huge water reservoir. We record on the top of a dam. So we need to...
And we use 100% of the power. we sit in our recording studio overlooking a dark city without lights for an hour and a half a week when we record.
What I always wondered about, sort of water consumption for AI. When it's using like X amount of water, what happens to the water? Is it just gone? Does the AI drink it?
Yeah, it goes into the infosphere.
Oh, I see. Is that what the cloud is? Is it like evaporated water?
Yeah.
Right, that makes perfect sense now. I was stuck on that for a while.
It turns it into electrons and then simulates it being water in a cloud somewhere.
Oh, so it's all pretend water.
Yeah, but it did destroy the water we need somehow.
Cool. So
that's gone.
So we're running out of water, like, fast.
Yeah.
Does it need to be fresh water?
I don't know.
The oceans are the same size. I've had a look.
Yeah, I guess you can't have salt in your AI.
Yeah, that's a good point. Otherwise you get an iRobot type situation.
Yeah, salty little sonny.
I've been called that before by my parents. No, they call me lovely things. What we should do, I guess, first of all, is maybe try and highlight some of the mishaps we've had, and how maybe we should agony aunt this a little bit. Talk about how they made us feel.
Oh, okay. We're gonna get vulnerable.
Let's open up, Andy.
Okay.
Let's reveal ourselves. Let's peel back the layers. I think, first of all, one of the big glaring ones for me that really stands out is the issue we had with breakdown points, where we forgot that roads do have breakdown points.
Yes, that was probably one of the biggest ones, because it just genuinely affects everything.
That's a massive logistical change.
Yeah.
It means that my progress that I made with my convoy stuff, it's all built on a house of cards, because I've started to reform my supply lines so that they're working well. But the problem is that was all being worked on as if roads are this untouchable space where I can just bomb across them in my trucks and there's no cost whatsoever.
So you probably sorted your trucks out, but you should have like 10 to 15% less trucks.
Yeah. Because that top area where I'm shooting them along from Tobruk to the airfields, I've been lucky so far, because ever since we've realised what the issue is, the breakdown cost is so low that I've not actually suffered any breakdown on those trips.
Shifted back.
Yeah, even with the hot weather,
for
the turn or two the round or two, op stage or two, where we had hot weather impact that, they still didn't lose any. So that's lucky. But it means when I'm having those huge treks from Tripoli and Tripolitania at the start of the game, when I'm moving those trucks over, I need to bear in mind that there's going to be quite a bit of attrition from those trucks, possibly. And if we start rolling hot weather like we did the first time round,
or rainstorms, or
anything that really prohibits
basically
travel.
anything but normal weather.
And you love something that's not normal weather.
We still haven't had a sandstorm.
We haven't. That's something I hope we get.
Yes.
Because that's another rule we haven't run into. Sandstorms. Weather overall, we've been quite fortunate to have a bit of a mix.
We did mess up a turn
where we thought we were doing sandstorm.
Yes.
The episode was called The Sandstorm, and it was just another rainstorm.
But we learned from that. We now have a list keeping track of it whenever we roll it.
Do you? Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I do. I guess I can let you know there's a little safety net on the weather now.
Awesome, because I've just been keeping a very vigilant eye on what I'm adjusting stuff with, knowing what the weather is. I know it was definitely normal there. We haven't rolled for the next one, have we?
No.
We've still got that to do.
We rolled initiative, but not weather.
Yeah. Would you believe it? You've got the initiative. I think we mentioned that last time, but just to say it again, rub that salt in the wound, rub that salty sunny in the wound.
I think the road thing for me as well is I had no breakdowns because I was just using the road from Alexandria to Mercimetru. So my convoys also became pretty much faultless.
Yeah, my whole bombing run on the road was to try and create some aspect of breakdown for you. But
Yeah.
it turns out that was actually just stacking on top of what should have already been breakdown.
Yeah. I guess the good thing for me since we started doing that is Mercimetru and Alexandria are repair facilities. So at least for that leg, it's like, the trucks are broken down, but
They can be repaired there.
Up and running pretty quickly.
Same with Tobruk for me. I've got a nice spot there in the middle of all my sort of supply runs that they can realistically come out of there and join up with any convoy.
Yes.
It's keeping on track of breakdown, moving from breakdown points to the actual repair stuff. We've been pretty lax with that too.
Yes.
I know I have anyway.
I have as well. That's been like a notebook or on the thing, having like 20% of it broke down, but not having a singular. I didn't have a singular, like, this is my breakdown tracking sheet for a long time, which just meant whenever I was, we sort of forgot about it. And then when I was trying to get it sorted, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I have no idea where anything is,
when it
how
broke down.
much of it, how long it's been broken down for. So that's definitely one messed up as well.
Good thing is, I do have a track of everything that broke down and where it broke down. It's remembering to repair them.
Yes.
Because we'll get to the end of the turn, things become a frantic buzz of excitement because we've ended another upstage, and I
Forget the repair phase, yeah.
Because you don't have anything to repair because you don't know where it is.
Or it's just in one of the cities.
Ready to be repaired.
Yeah.
I think I've got that for loads of stuff now, loads of trucks.
Yeah.
Ready to be repaired, which I haven't done. And as it started to get later into the practice scenario, I've just sort of allowed them to remain there, broken down.
Yeah.
Which I sort of see as it being not that I've done the game wrong, that I've made a very strong tactical error.
Yes.
By not choosing to repair stuff.
It's sort of a tactical error from laziness.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I guess, still a tactical error of a huge proportion. Laziness or not, I'm losing out on resources. So having fewer trucks, fewer tanks, fewer everything is at my own discretion. That's something we'll have to keep track of during the game in good detail. That's one of the things we'll have to build a real strong sheet for, because for the units, we've got real solid tracking for that now.
Yeah.
I'm very confident that my tracking methods for the units are solid. All we need to do is put in the formulas that you've created for us to be able to automate the management of fuel evaporation, water usage, and store usage.
Yes.
That will be a godsend, because that admin during the week is just such a chore. I'm spending like an hour or two every week having to go back through those and adjust for stuff that needs to be corrected.
Yeah, I need... Because that is all just rote stuff, so yeah. Automation sort of slipped between being busy at work and other stuff, but 2 turns left, probably need to start moving that up the priority list of things to do, as it were.
Yeah, there's so much... There's so much stuff to keep track of in this game. It's getting back to the point now where, as I see the full game on the horizon, I'm starting to realize how much I need to keep track of.
Yeah.
Because while I've got record of everything, I don't have record of it all in one uniform place. It started to drift away from just being spreadsheets like it was in the first 2 turns. And then turns 3 and 4, as more action started, and I started adjusting stuff on the fly ad hoc, I feel like the record keeping has started to get away from my spreadsheets and onto pieces of paper and the notes on my phone, and I need to now refocus all of that into spreadsheets again.
Yeah, because I've also, like, some of my spreadsheets have got to the point where it's like, I was keeping track of, like, oh, it's moved, so it's used this much fuel, this much water, and then, oh, there's a combat, so this much ammo comes off. But I have, as I've been doing some bookkeeping after turn 4, I have just on some of them now just got turn 4 op stage 3. And then from the notebook, it's the stuff.
Yeah.
Which I don't want for the main game, because we do want that, like, record.
Well, we want to be able to put it out as well.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing when it comes to the shift from practice scenario to full game, is having that visibility with maybe like a turn lag or so, just so we can not reveal exactly what we're doing as we're doing it, but be able to put that out there so people can follow the game. We still get messages now, comments on episodes or direct emails, web forms of people asking if we've got written reports, and being able to share that would be such a great thing, because we'll be putting videos and pictures out of the game more frequently, actual ones that you can see on the website, and having the spreadsheets there means people can follow it with really granular detail, and that's to...
And keep us honest as well, and also so when we say we've done it,
we can point to the
thing and be like, hey, here's a record of our entire game.
Because right now, if I was to show someone, I'd have to invite them around to look at hard copies. And they would have to, first of all, find all of the hard copies, because stuff is gone now.
Yeah.
There's notes that I've written down on notebooks that are probably lost.
Well, I've just done a big clean and get rid of paper in this room. So some stuff will have gone.
Good point. We're currently in the new War with the Mates setup.
Yeah, 2.0.
Yeah, this is
3.0. Floor.
Yes, we used to do it on the floor when we didn't have the setup for the picture frames.
Yep.
Then we moved to picture frames and we'd have them all set up along furniture. And now the furniture has been rejigged. There's a couple of new pieces of furniture going on.
Yep.
And we have a new setup that's going to be even more streamlined when it comes to setting up the game.
And give us more of the room.
Yeah, you're going to have a bigger living room by proxy. You've actually given yourself space.
Yes, it's quite nice.
What in the House and Leaves is this? House of Leaves.
There you go.
House of Leaves. Mark Z. Danielewski. 2000. Good book.
I like how you've mispronounced it, and then you've essentially given the first sentence about it on Wikipedia. Like, if I didn't know you personally, I wouldn't think you'd read the book.
I don't know what book you're talking about. I need to read the other one, Tom's Crossing. It's a massive book.
Oh, yeah, that's the one with the dead people.
Yeah, the cowboy, yeah. That's nothing on the game.
No.
This game is my house on Ash Tree Lane. This is going to be the puzzle for me, because putting those spreadsheets together, man, I don't want to have to do that. That time between the practice ending and the game starting is going to be some of the worst period of my life.
It's going to be, like, stressful.
Yeah, because while we don't have, like, a set deadline to do it in, I don't want to spend a year in that hiatus.
No.
So I'll always have that, like, ticking pressure building up, where every time I can't figure out what I want the spreadsheets to look like, I'm going to get angrier and angrier, and I'm going to learn to resent the game. I'm actually I can feel my blood pressure rising right now just thinking about it.
I mean, that'll be fun, because it'll go back in.
What do you mean that'll be fun?
The energy we had at the start when we were, like, whining.
I don't like that. I found a nice solid balance in my life. I'm happy. My life feels like it's got a nice flow going to it, and I don't want this game to fuck that up.
But the thing is, I know we're in a positive period in the game. It's sort of low stakes because it's the scenario, so any, like, thing we muck up isn't going to have consequences for a decade at least.
Yeah.
We've got into a nice streamlined system. We're going to hit a wall.
I feel a little bit like, you know, when it's the first few lessons in a school year, or you're in the first couple of weeks in a job, and you're learning things. You're learning the sort of, like, the rules of engagement.
You're sort of like 50%.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no real pressure because you've got like the sort of comfort of like, you know, the person doing the training will be like, you know, well, it's fine to make mistakes. You're still figuring it out. And then after like a week or two, you ask for help, and they're like, oh yeah, did you not check some resources we've got somewhere? You should be checking those before you come to us for help. And I'm like, oh, right, yeah, no, you're right.
That switch has flipped.
Yeah, I see. So you are still encouraging me to go to the right place for help, but there is a tonal shift. And you know once that happens that it's only a couple more weeks before you ask for help, and depending on the workplace you're in, you'll then get, what the fuck are you doing asking me questions? You should do this job now. And I've worked in a couple of places like that.
I fortunately have been pretty lucky to not have anything that bad.
Oh, I have. There are places, of course, I no longer work at because why stick in those kind of jobs? It's a bad environment. And there is no trainer here. There's no one to help. And the game rules are always going to be the same, which means it's all down to my interpretation of the rules.
Ours, it's not down to just yours.
No.
There's some consensus has to be formed here.
Well, that's worse, because then we have to have a discussion about it. And since I'm going to be in a bad mindset, I will take it out on you.
So, just a little a teaser for what's to come.
I'm going to be angry and I'm going to direct it at you.
Oh, good.
Nothing physical. Not much physical.
Oh, good.
I won't leave a mark.
Phone book.
Yeah, it's all going to be psychological cuts.
Oh, well, they're not as bad.
I've always said that. You know, trauma's fine.
Yeah.
Just don't
don't
break any
hurt
bones.
me at all.
Yeah, sticks and stones, Andy.
Will break my bones.
But words will never hurt me.
That's
So
such
why-
a dumb saying.
So why are all of those words in those rule books hurting me so much to think about? Why did they make it so... And I know this is a stupid thing to say so late on, but with such a fucking long game.
Oh, yeah. And also, we're not the fastest at playing it.
Well, no, we're not, because we get sidetracked with stuff.
Yeah.
We get too whimsical with it. We need to lock in. It's been like 18 months, and we've finished 4 turns.
It's pathetic.
That's so long. This game's going to take forever.
This turn only took a month, though, right?
Like 6 weeks.
Okay, so we are trending in the right direction.
We're trending in the right direction, but that's going to change massive. I don't think you are ready for the whiplash that we're going to experience when a turn becomes 4 months again.
Also, the thing is, you're thinking of like, oh, we'll just have a bunch of stuff to manage for a turn, right?
I mean, that's the biggest thing, yeah.
Yeah, because it's also like
I know what you're going to say.
the like German army is going to arrive, and then my counterfort, we're going to like triple the amount of counters we have on the thing.
Cool, that's not what I thought you were going to say. You've added another problematic situation. Because that is a huge thing, that when it gets to the halfway point, I mean, before that, we'll get reinforcements we've never had before. But we get to, it's not even the halfway point, it's like turn 25 or something, the Germans show up. And we have to punch out pieces again. We have to start that.
That'll feel fresh again.
Well, how will it feel? That's also bad. I don't want to feel like I'm starting again. That's the last thing I want to feel.
You get to feel like you're starting again. What will it be? Probably 4 years into it.
That's the last thing I want to feel 25 turns in. That I'm doing it again and I'm
made
starting
no
from scratch.
progress.
Oh, the spreadsheets I have to make for the Germans. I don't know if there's more or less Germans than there are Italians.
I think there's more.
Oh, you've got to be fucking
I think there's quite a lot more.
Really?
Yes, I'd guess so.
At least they're better. Like, en masse. In general.
They are your more... Well, they're not Italians.
Yeah, they're not Italian soldiers who have terrible morale.
The worst tanks ever.
Yeah, I get good tanks.
As the Germans, you do.
The thing I was going to say, which is another big problem, is analysis paralysis, followed by Kodov syndrome. I'm going to be sat there with good knowledge of the game. I say good knowledge, I'm air quoting that shit. I'm going to be sat there knowing how the game works, but thinking, how do I not lose? Because there's no do-overs. If I make a mistake, that's it.
It's forever, buddy.
It's eternal. And the worst thing is,
It'll be immortalized on the internet, both
yeah.
as a live reaction to it and as a digital paper trail record.
yes, exactly. I'll have to make the mistake in the game, know that mistake will have a knock-on effect that will last for decades, and then I'll have to, at the end of that week, sit down and listen to myself talk about it as I edit the episode, and then have our listeners email in and talk about that mistake that I've made again and how it relates to some event in history or how it sort of ties into their fun anecdote.
When you made this mistake, it sort of lines up with this loser from history. And it will be an interesting comparison about an event we don't know about, but it'll make you feel very small.
Well, yeah, it'll be that like emotional whiplash.
Hey, have you heard of the charge of the Light Brigade?
You ever heard of Custer, James? I'll get that like adrenaline rush of like, oh, we've got more mail in. This is going to be great. Let's read this one. And then it'll be, yeah, James, you've actually made a mistake when you did this. Not only did you make a bad decision, you've got the rules wrong. And I'll just be devastated. Because we'll have to, wherever we can, not make those mistakes. And if we do make them, accept that unless it's a game mistake that affects us both equally, then we'll have to sort of look at trying to amend that where we can and backdate any changes or like breakdown points, for example. We'll have to actually go back and change that to be in line with the game.
Yeah.
But if it's something where I've just lapsed a utilization of something, like I haven't repaired something I could have, the game rules don't say, you need to repair stuff. It's you can repair stuff. So if I miss that and someone points it out, I'm just down a handful of trucks.
Yes.
Or I'm down a collection of tanks. At which point, it has a real material impact on the rest of my life.
This also brings me to a rule I'm scared about for the main game that I've not touched on yet.
Yeah.
Which is my whole production thing. Like, I've got to produce units, but only a certain amount throughout the course of the game, and then send them. And that's obviously, by looking at it, it's like, I need to engage with that system.
To have men.
To have men and replenish things. I won't be able to just use the arrivals.
And because we're going to be playing each week, it means you have to learn as you go.
Yeah.
And we have to keep up the game.
Because you plan 2 months in advance. So I didn't do it for this because it's 6 weeks.
It's 2 months in advance?
Yes, but from turn 1, I need to plan for turn 8.
Oh my God. I'm so happy I don't have that.
Yeah, I guess it's my equivalent of the convoy thing, but I also have to be like, am I going to need tanks in 8 turns of infantry?
I'll be honest, the convoy stuff, the naval stuff, is child's play in comparison. I just plan a turn in advance, and it's basically just how much cargo goes to this location.
Yeah.
What routes are you splitting them across, and how much of it? That's relatively easy. There is the balance I need to strike of if you have certain amounts of cargo, it increases the anti-air capability or the defense capability that the ships have. So maybe finding a bit of a balance of that. But I guess the problem is you've not really found my convoys before. I think you found it once.
I did like 5% to the smallest one.
So all in all, I'm not worried. But what I am worried about, this is another rule which terrifies me. And I've tried not to think about it much, and I've tried not to talk to you about it in case you invoke it in the practice game. Malta.
What about it?
Usage of Malta.
Well, I've been using it. It's been deeply ineffective.
But the thing is, you can use that with more effectiveness when you can commit things freely with time and logistical planning.
Yeah.
Right now, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you've just been using it relatively bog standard. You've assigned stuff and it's just kind of stayed the same.
Basically have just used it's on Malta at the start.
Yes.
So I've thought about doing some transfers, but it's a turn.
Yeah, it's a turn and we don't know how effective it is. Although I remember the Echoes of War guys being on episode 3.
Yeah.
And they warned us of how important Malta is. They asked if there's mechanics when it comes to Malta.
Because historically, it's like incredibly important.
Well, that's it.
So it's surely... Because there's also... You've got this whole thing where like you can send a third of your planes are like from Europe and you've got a whole like air system for attacking Malta. That's like a whole nother layer
that I need to figure out.
Yeah,
because if I want to, I need to tackle Malta, or I'll stop getting supplies in. My supplies I've taken for granted so far because they just show up.
Yeah,
every turn without fail, my supplies have shown up.
But if I can start ripping like 50% of them,
then my issue doesn't become your truck convoys are bad. My issue becomes your truck convoys are empty.
Yeah, the trucks they're waiting. They're ready to go where they're needed, but yeah.
I can have them zip around the desert and break down on roads all I want, but it's sort of a pointless endeavor if they're fucking empty.
Yeah. I think what I am going to do in the main game is swap some stuff from Malta and the actual North Africa.
What, like planes?
Yeah.
Because I imagine you've got different categories of planes.
Yes.
What sort of... That's something I don't actually know because I've never looked at your raid stuff. I imagine you have not looked at it much either because you've never found my convoys reliably. But does the attack that you launch against my convoys rely on tack air and maneuverability, or is it just quantity of planes?
So to find them, it's just the amount of recon planes. They have to have like the recon
capability
attribute, yeah. Then after that, it's bombing.
Okay, so it's bomb points.
Yeah, or torpedo points, which are just bomb points.
Which I think are better.
Yeah, they count as 1.5 bomb, whatever the value is. They're like...
That makes sense, because on the table, you need a lot fewer torpedoes to do the same kind of damage.
Yes.
Which confused me a lot, because in the past I've looked at that and thought, I'm dropping so many bombs, this is great. And then I realised I've looked at torpedoes.
Yeah.
And I'm nearly half as effective in some areas.
Yeah. I've got a vague thing of like more than 50% of the bombs dropped have to be torpedoes for the benefit to be in play or something.
Oh, so you need to be dropping mostly torpedoes with your payload.
Because I've got Sea Gladiators, I think they're called. There are like my torpedo ones that are in Malta but aren't in North Africa.
Which ties into the boat landing airfields.
Yes.
Can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, but it is like for
they're like floating airfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like flying boats. Basins, that's it. Yes, basins. Never had to really use one.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd... Because they're just one thing, and you need special types of planes to land on them, so I don't know why you wouldn't just build an airfield.
And for me, I need to make sure I'm building them pretty far west, because otherwise your naval convoy will just tear them to pieces.
Yeah.
Naval convoy, I'm really glad you've implemented that the way you have, because I've had a real taste of the damage it can do.
It's a real, like... Yeah, once they bombard, they have to be in Alexandria for 2 op stages. But it's a real, like, hammer you can drop on the coast. And it's also, like, not using them, but having them there.
It's a deterrent.
It is a deterrent. So, yeah, that'll be a thing as well in the game of, like, do I do the bombardment here, or do I just leave them here so that there's a worry?
And hope that I use that worry to not operate around the
You
North
have to
Coast.
like plan around them, so it gives you another thing to have to deal with.
Because my supply dump that I've got, supply dump 1, which is just down near Bardia, just down to the southeast, that can be shredded down to 25% of its value if you bomb it with all your might and succeed. Between
like a big Air Force raid and a coastal bombardment, I could like destroy it in an op stage.
So I can't really be putting stuff along the north. And unfortunately, that's where I've been doing all my stuff.
Because it's where the game happens.
Yeah, funnily enough, a lot of the tactical movements in the campaign happened along that road, almost as if that road's easy to use and get around, and it's a very sought-after area of North Africa during that conflict. I hate that it's so accurate. And the thing is as well, I know historically your side won, which means chances are you'll win again.
But it was pretty touch and go.
Yeah, but I don't know how to play the game properly, Andy.
Yeah, but I'd say we're in a similar level of like not being generals.
I guess if you had to take the full scale of like completely, it's like the 0 to 1 general scale, but broadened out. If 0 is 0 and 1 is an actual general, we're both at like the start still.
We're both at a rounding error from 0.
And not a very big one either. No. Like, it shrugged off immediately as a rounding error. I think calculators wouldn't actually give you a value.
Yeah, this is just 0.
The decimal points that we're looking at here. Mulder, massive worry for me. Really concerned about Mulder. Concerned about my Air Force in general. I've not maintained them very well. If I maintain them well, then, good on me. But it's SGSUs. It's making sure that I'm getting those transported when they're getting killed off. And getting them from fucking Tripoli off map
is
to an airfield.
Really bad.
When those guys are moving at a snail's pace.
Yeah, what's the CPA? 20?
20?
Yeah.
And I think with that, it's something like 4 or 6 op stages to get onto the map.
Like, that's rough, because, they come back a turn later, so mine just appeared in Alexandria.
And then you can just zip them
and
about
just
wherever
zip them back to the airfields they were killed at, yeah.
But
your supply lines are much longer.
Getting them from Nephilia all the way along as well. They've got to snake up all the way past Benghazi and then up through, I guess if I'm replenishing SGSUs around that area, but I think realistically you're probably going to hit my fighters first, just at a guess.
Well, they're the closest. They're the most available to me.
Yes. So I don't know what I'm going to do with my airfields, man. I don't know why you're asking me that.
I didn't.
Stop putting me on the spot. What is this, an interrogation? You the air police?
No. I'm not the air police.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood your role in all this.
I just remember the video of the guy doing magic on the plane to make a rose appear. And he uses a lighter, and the air marshal just stands up. We need to go.
Why would you bring a light? You can't. No, you can bring lighters.
You can bring a lighter on a plane. Just don't use it.
I don't understand why you're allowed to.
And also, don't bring flash paper.
Yeah, don't bring flash paper. Don't bring any form of magical equipment onto a plane.
I think that doesn't even need to be a common ground. Just no magic stuff on planes.
Yeah, consider that this week's common ground. Since we're not doing the full segment, don't bring magic on planes. Or lighters. What possible use do you have for a lighter on a plane? Because by the time you come out and you're in a place where you can smoke again, if you're an avid smoker, you need that nicotine hit.
You have your bag.
Yeah, at that point you've got your bag.
Well, I guess some airports lounges have smoking areas, but that feels like use your lighter and then before you toss it in like a lighter bin when you're going through the actual gate.
Well, this comes back to the common ground that we did, the library of useful things kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Where just have a little thing in the smoking area at the airport, in the lounge, where you've got the outside bit, where you just, kind of like a car cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
Just do that, rather than allowing people to bring lighters onto a plane.
Or, because people are getting off, give their lighters to the people. So if you're a smoker, you go to the airport, you put your lighters in the bin, and then if you get off the plane, you get a lighter out of the bin.
I think a massive bin full of flammable liquid is probably the last thing they want in an airport. Airport petrol jungle juice.
But it's good I'm not in charge of anything.
A plane is probably one of the last places I would want to be around a fire that breaks out.
Well, there's two worse places I can think of, but it's a short list.
Is one of them in space?
One's the International Space Station, and the other is on a submarine, which is just an airplane in a more hostile environment.
Yeah, one of them is... Yeah, both of them are areas where if you... Because at least on a plane, if the hull integrity fails...
There's a chance you get sullied.
Yeah, you don't die instantly. But if you're in a submarine or in space and the hull gives way for whatever reason, you are instantly killed.
Or the submarine breaks, your bit's pressurized, but it can't get back up to the surface.
Oh, so you get the bends.
And no, you're just in a box waiting for the oxygen to run out at the bottom of the ocean.
That's worse than the bends.
Yeah. Don't go on submarines, guys.
Speaking of fire, Andy, I have a story to tell you.
Okay.
I had an encounter with fire the other day.
Ooh.
Fuck you.
Now you're going to tell me something like heartbreaking, like your house burnt down.
Yeah, that's why I'm covered in ash and I brought all my stuff here and I'm going to move in for a bit. No, I was making some microwave popcorn the other day. Bag caught fire.
Oh,
It burst into flame.
you've
in the
overdone
microwave.
that.
Why does that? Why would it do that?
Because you fucked something up.
But right, see, it says on the packet because I immediately looked for the customer services number on the packet because I was like, I need to tell them that this thing
You
caught
are
fire.
such a Karen.
It caught fire in my fucking house, man. That's a normal thing to be frustrated about. If any other product that you had burst into flames, would you not be angry?
No,
No.
I'm pretty chill.
Give me a lighter. I've got something I want to test.
I'd be angry if you burnt it,
Oh, right, okay.
but I would never blame a corporation for anything.
You shallow coward. You nothing man. It shouldn't. It says on the packet that they will take no responsibility for misuse of the product or microwave that causes fire.
Seems
I'm like-
pretty cut and dry.
I'm like, fair enough. But what about when your bag just bursts into flame in my microwave? When I've used that same microwave, same settings, same brand of popcorn, in the same multi-pack even, and it's never had this problem before. Why did this one burst into flames?
Did you leave a fork in there?
I didn't leave a fork in there. It was the bag that caught fire. There was no extra apparatus. I didn't leave any bits and bobs in there. It was just a bag of popcorn kernels. And it ignited.
You must have messed something up.
I didn't. It was spinning around, so it wasn't stuck in the same spot. It wasn't on a higher temperature. What kind of anomalous situation occurred? Aberrant popcorn behavior that causes fires. Come on.
Well, to invoke
Grow up.
Occam's razor, you fucked it up.
No. I'm invoking James's razor. The fire's coming for me.
Okay.
The big popcorn's part of it.
So Occam's razor is a logical tool and James's razor is a paranoid delusion about sentient fire.
It's not sentient fire.
You said it was coming to get you.
Yeah, it's more like it's like fate. The fire doesn't have a choice in it. Like a Final Destination, like the wires that snap on like a cable bridge, the wires aren't sentient. Death made it happen.
Okay.
It's some unseen force that's coming for me with fire as its weapon of
Yeah,
choice.
your personal incompetence.
No, my personal incompetence is not sentient.
Not the defense I thought you were going to use.
Your Honor, it's not sentient. The rules, though.
Yes.
I feel like I've drifted off a little bit there. I've really gone off topic.
Construction, we've done a bit, but I feel like it's an untapped sort of resource. We've not had any minefields, and I don't think we've had any fights at an area someone's fortified.
Construction, I have a bit of a different feeling about than the other rules. Construction feels like one of the last few parts of the game I'm excited to use.
Okay.
It feels like an exciting thing. It feels like it's optional benefits. It doesn't feel like something that's going to be make or break. It feels more like this is a good way to use your resources if you've got them available, which will come to you as availability if you've used everything else well. It's like a little bonus.
Oh, so you're kind of thinking, like, if I've done all my trucks right and stuff, after store expenditure, I've got enough supplies to, like, build a supply dump.
Then that's
That's
good
like
sign.
a reward for doing the trucks well.
Yeah, it's like it's usage of a surplus. It means that we're in a tactical standoff that hasn't resulted immediately in clashing together, and I've got a bit of a time to use that. I can implement that and figure it out as I go in fun and creative ways. It doesn't feel like a vital part of the game that by not using it, I kill myself.
Right, I see what you mean.
But everything else feels like what I've just described.
Okay.
Everything else in the game feels like I'm going to ruin my life.
So construction's your safe space.
Construction is the thing I'm excited for of all the rules that are yet to be used.
Okay.
I'm not even excited for the Flatelli raid
Oh, okay.
because I get that once in the whole game, and if I misuse that, I'm just upset.
Fair enough.
Because if I don't use it, I've got the potential of it. As soon as I've used it, I've spoiled it for myself.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting the SAS.
I'm kind of concerned about that.
Because that seems to me, it's the good feature from the long-range desert group. which is their mobility and invisibility. But with enough weight and impact, they can be like the truck bandits when they actually arrive somewhere.
Better than the truck bandits, I would probably imagine.
Well, yeah, they have specific like raid condition stuff to destroy airplanes and things. So I don't know when I get them.
It must be. It must be
It's
before
after
Rommel.
the siege of Tobruk. No, because Rommel. I think it's because Rommel's sieging Tobruk is when Sterling made it. If I'm remembering from the show.
Yeah, I know on the show it's
After.
yeah, because Rommel is like the sort of big looming like villain, so to speak, in that show. But because my thought was the game mechanic would allow you to have them ready for when Rommel arrives. So, actually, no, come to think of it, the long-range desert group can go after Rommel. It doesn't need to be SAS.
Yes.
So my logic doesn't actually track there.
They destroy Messerschmitts and stuff on the show, so they must be after the Germans arrive.
Yeah.
And it's also when things are going shit, and they're like, let's try some crazy stuff.
That's a good point. Yes, it is when Rommel is out and about.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna waste my Rommel.
Oh, you think... Because that's an interesting one, because if the long-range desert group don't get him, you can't lose him.
But that's it. There's two ways I can misuse Rommel, and I will do one of the two. I won't do anything in between. I'll either hoard him like mini nukes in Fallout, and I will not utilize him at all because I'll be scared of him getting captured by the long-range desert group.
Yeah.
Which means he's pointless. He may as well not be on the board, apart from for initiative bonus.
Yeah.
Or I'll treat him like he's some invincible piece. I'll use him like a queen in chess if I don't care about losing, and just send him off to Alexandria with a cluster of men around him, and just have the men surrender at Alexandria like the Saharan detachment, and then he has to fuck off back.
Then he has to shamefully drive down the coast road by himself, not listening to AM radio.
Yeah, is it FM or AM he's got?
I think it might be AM. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I know that we did flirt with the idea of the podcast being called No FM for Rommel.
I'm glad. I'm glad that was not the one we landed on.
I just think having Rommel's name in the podcast title, because it's maybe for an actual devout history podcast.
Yeah, if you were doing like a podcast about Rommel, where it's like the Desert Fox 10-part history thing, go for it.
Yeah, that would be fair enough. But we don't have the...
No.
It would be gaulish if we did that. We don't have the tenacity or seriousness to start referring to Nazis in our podcast
It just
title.
really puts you on the back foot from day one.
I still think we should have called ourselves the Elephant.
I'm glad we didn't.
I think maybe we should rebrand when we do the full game.
No.
I think rebranding is a good idea.
You just printed business cards.
I do have hundreds of business cards sat at my house.
So I guess, yeah, let's rebrand.
I mean, I'll buy more business cards. If that's the only barrier to us rebranding to the Elephant.
Also, my strong objections.
So, you're only one half of this.
I think that deadlocks us. The name stays.
We'll put it to a vote. I don't know who we'd get in, because I don't want to ask the listeners, because I know what their answer will be. Yeah. Unless we've got some cheeky chaps out there who want to cause havoc.
I don't want to get Boaty McBoat-faced.
Ooh, that's a good idea. We'll just put a poll out and just ask what the name of the podcast should be.
Radio Rommel coming up.
Radio Rommel, that's the Queen song, isn't it?
I like how you were going to go, that's the good one, and then realize we've just been talking about how Rommel being there was bad.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want that soundbite to be captured at any point. So, in terms of other rules,
well, I guess off construction, I think I should have been building like a supply dump or a fake supply dump at least once a turn.
So you make a good point with that. I thought the same thing until we last played.
Oh, okay.
And then I realized, no, there's something much smarter I can do. Just use villages. I should have just been using villages because they are already supply dumps.
Yeah.
And the best part is, I don't think, as far as I'm aware, we will check this, and correct me if I'm wrong and you know it, I don't think you need to mark them as supply dumps if you're just putting supplies there. and they're already a village. Everything else, you need to put down the token.
Yeah. Because you can't dump a certain amount of stuff in the desert.
You can't
just leave it on the ground.
Hexes.
Yeah.
I've done that on a hex.
Yeah.
You don't know which one, and I don't think you'll ever come across it because of where it is.
Yeah.
But I have done that. I've left some stuff somewhere, some stores. So it's only 50, though. You can only do 50 stores and 50 ammo. Makes sense. You can't just dump liquid.
Yeah, that's evaporating.
Yeah, it's also just getting into the sand.
Yeah.
Because I picture it as like you just put it out.
Just pouring the jerry can on the floor. I'll be back for this.
Just sucking the wet sand to try and get some water.
Just turning around, talking to the desert. Don't touch this. This is mine.
I mean, that's as effective as the stuff I was doing. So, for that reason, I think there's two massive benefits to using the villages, which are they're already there, perfect, and you may not, will check, have to declare them as supply dumps.
Yeah.
So that...
Because I think if you build a supply dump on a village, it's got more capacity than a supply dump on a clear hex, right?
No, on a village, villages just have an inherent capacity.
I know, but I think it also, if you supply dump on it, the capacities go together.
Or like doubles it.
Or whatever they add.
Because I think they already have the capacity of a supply dump.
Oh, I might be wrong then.
I think so anyway. Again, we'll double check that, but
yeah.
I'm very confident that it does just have that.
But I think I'm going to go pretty heavy on supply dumps and villages then, and have more than I need.
Yes, because they're not that costly. I think
they're
it's like
10 stores, which is not
10 stores, and also they are like like they're done. It's not even an op stage; you just make them in that op stage, and you can do it. I think it's any unit with a tow. It's like
they've got like the loosest requirements. You definitely don't need an engineer or anything.
No, because it's just boxes of stuff. So what also it does is right now I've got that one supply dump that is realistically worth looking at, which is supply dump 1 up along the coast. If I had 12 supply dumps, it becomes a question of which one do you attack.
Yeah.
Because at that point, which one is the most full? Which one is he going to use next? You'd have to drop a string of bombing runs to try and take out that capacity. And you might not know, you likely won't know which one I'm filling up regularly. You'll just see my trucks move over them.
Yeah.
And at that point, when it's the full game, we won't be telling each other which supply dump we've just dropped stuff off at.
No. We'll show the route, but they could just have gone through and not done anything.
Exactly.
I think I might also space them, at least my like northern main supply route, so that if it is a rainstorm and the road becomes a track, they can still move along.
Yes, so you're going to shorten the distance, not to accommodate normal transport, but rainstorm or heat transport.
And also that would mean, hopefully, smaller runs. I'm thinking maybe smaller convoys between each one, but so that they don't go over the breakdown threshold.
Well, that is the ideal scenario.
Yeah.
You have supply dumps so frequently that you never tip over the breakdown threshold for your trucks.
Yes, and then you just have the logistics between them. You'd have more smaller convoys that would do like what a bigger convoy would have done over 2 turns.
Yeah, you kind of do what I did at the start of the game with the smaller convoys, but have a system where that works.
Yes.
Rather than that being a useless piece of crap.
It's a good way to put it.
Well, I'm nothing if not eloquent with my words, Andy.
I think minefields will be...
I nearly built one.
Yeah, because they'd be very good in that like Halfa Pass. And also, where the gap through that escarpment.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Because it takes up all of your CPA in order just to pass through it.
Yeah.
So you're immediately eating into someone's op stage.
And those are places you can't go round.
Yes, that place is spot on for it. The end of the escarpment to the east, where you've come up and we've
up
had
next to Bardia.
Further past Bardia, where we've had the fight recently with the Seven.
Yes, the bit goes down the escarpment into the rough.
Yes,
yeah,
that area. If I stuck a few minefields around there, then I don't need to worry about having a line of guys to defend. It just becomes a line where you just have to continue down south away from the minefield and then cut west.
Yeah,
which just means I'm taking you further away from your trucks.
Yeah.
Or you just eat up a turn dismantling or going through them.
I think it would like let a division have a bigger zone of control almost.
Yes.
Because it could be like behind the mines on like a track. And anywhere you go over is going to delay a turn, and then they can come up to meet you.
Yes, cut them off. That's actually a really good tactic. That's why I see construction as a really good benefit. If you've got a surplus, use it, and you've got a tactical advantage.
Yeah.
If you don't use it, you can still play with the cards you've been dealt. It's just going to be sort of baseline, bare bones rules as written.
Yeah.
Rules as written is a funny concept in this game.
Many rules as written.
Yeah, you can't really do rule of cool or some sort of loose interpretation of the campaign for North Africa.
No.
There are abstracted rules.
Yeah, which haven't been tested.
Yes, they
like,
do say that.
God, that might be more of a mess than playing the non-abstracted.
Yeah, because you just lose like a blanket amount of trucks. Air raids are completely different. Like all sorts of air combat, air missions are vastly different. I don't know. It sort of takes the fun out of some of the most fun parts of the game, from what I can gauge.
It narrows it down to just the land movement and combat, really, because it abstracts the logistics and it also abstracts the air game.
Yeah.
So you're just doing that segment, which seems a bit.
Yeah, I don't know that I enjoy the abstracted game.
I don't
know that I'm enjoying the full game, but
I don't know if the ground combat's compelling enough to be the only thing.
I don't think it is.
It doesn't
I love an air combat.
carry the game. And the logistic stuff is annoying, but like it is a huge element of like decision making and the fun of the game in some ways.
It is the game's verisimilitude.
Yeah.
It's exactly what the game is. It's what it's known for. The evaporation of stuff past a point is all tied into logistics. So if you don't have that, you lose the mythos that the game has. But it means we probably wouldn't be playing it. So I would have applauded that. We'd probably be playing like Case Blue or some shit.
We would have found something else dumb to do.
Yeah, I would have found another way to waste my life. At least this is relatively harmless.
Yeah, relatively.
Yeah, you're not filling me with any confidence by saying it like that.
Well, you spent the first 20 minutes of this episode having a breakdown, so...
I was talking about breakdown, so I thought, why not play into the... I'm method acting.
Oh, okay.
As a truck.
A real Daniel Day-Lewis of yourself.
I am. This is my 12 years of campaign player. It's going to be longer than 12 years.
Oh yeah. Anti-armor is the only bit of combat I'd say I'm like unsure about. Like I know how it works, but it seems when I've been like looking at the maths of it with the units I have now, it's very weak.
Yes, I found that. Because I used it, I misread the table and forgot that you need to do the division by 10 to get the actual points. And I realized that I really have nothing that's worth anti-tanking right now.
No. I know there was like they become like pretty crucial later on, but I think whatever we've got at the minute feels pretty weak and unsubstantial. So it'll be like almost keeping track of like, is this new gun that's arrived worth doing this with?
I think the Germans get a solid shot at anti-tank stuff.
I think they get I think so.
I can't remember what the guns are, but they do start to pull out some weapons that are significantly stronger with anti-tank capabilities.
Was it the Echoes of War guy who thought that like there's a lot of focus on the tanks, but what the Germans really had was their like tank hunting anti-tank guns?
Could have been, yeah. Someone has told that to us. I don't know if it was that or if we've just picked that up through a history segment
or like an osmosis. Or
yeah, maybe we've just learned it because we were accidentally learning about history.
Yeah,
and in your case, very intentionally learning about history.
I'm just scanning through the contents.
Oh, to figure out any rules.
Quick see. The withdrawal is going to be a whole thing I have to manage that I'm a bit worried about.
That, and I also this sort of ties into that. I don't fully understand, I think, the rules around when a new unit shows up and it's meant to be part of another, like when it's assigned, but it's not attached.
Oh, that I kind of understand, I think.
Is it? And yeah, you'll be able to give me some clarity, hopefully. So they're assigned. So
Yeah.
they show up, they're assigned to that unit, but they're just not attached.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
Not really, no.
Cool, right. That
It's just a new piece, but there's limits on attaching unrelated units.
yes, you can.
But
only
you
add,
can,
like, one or two to.
You
I
can
think
have
it
as
is.
many assigned as you want for, well, they should be. I don't think they'll always arrive under an HQ, but it'll be like the battalion HQ, not the division HQ.
Oh my god, we're gonna have battalion level HQs.
I mean, I started the game with the 7th scattered.
Oh, of course, and you put them back together.
Yeah,
I've got very coherent, structured units.
yeah.
You don't have any garrisons, do you?
Mismatru.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Because I've got like 7 or 8.
yeah.
And
I don't know where I'd have another garrison, though.
yeah, you don't have many
I
strongholds.
sort of have Mersa Matru and then Alexandria, Cairo. I don't have that bit the Saharans moved through.
It's just
There's nothing there.
Yeah, it just seems like vast desert.
Yeah.
So I've got garrisons I need to figure out if there's a practical use of them behind their existence. Or because some of them are like 1 tow point.
Yeah.
So if anyone shows up, they're dead anyway.
I think then they're probably just a historic representation of like, oh, there's a tow point here because they found like an order of battle or something that's like 100 guys were in this village.
Yep, I'm probably looking at it too hard. It's probably just realistic again.
Yeah, it's probably just the Italians were sending groups of like 100 guys out to do stuff.
Why? You know what? If they went a different direction in the past, I would have such an easier life now.
Ooh. There's
claim.
a balance there of like, if the Italians were incredibly competent, you'd be having an easier time in the game. How does the world look?
Yeah, I
Are you
guess-
having a better time?
I think realistically, they don't make a board game of it anymore.
No.
I don't think that the fascist government that we'd live under. I don't know how many wars come about afterwards.
Just endless until they stop. That's how they work. They need to endlessly be fighting.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know what? I'm going to retract what I've said.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe me having an easier time playing a board game isn't worth the collapse of society as we know it.
I'd agree.
We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah. But yeah, the withdrawals, I'm like, so, because they have to get back to Alexandria or Cairo to like do the withdrawal.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like, oh fuck, these guys are like, I need them to hold the line. Like, it's going to be a difficult to manage thing of like, these guys are leaving in like 2 op stages.
Yeah, I don't think I need to worry about that too much.
I don't think you have withdrawals.
No, I don't think. The only thing I need to think about is how it's going to affect your play style.
Yeah.
I need to bear in mind that I don't need to worry too much about a unit if you have to have that unit then bugger off.
Yeah.
But I also have no realistic way of knowing when that's going to happen or who to.
I'm going to get the Operation Compass is like 20 turns, isn't it?
Yes.
Because
that
you get
sounds right.
Rommel on like 23 and he shows up like a week after
Yeah,
in real
he's
life.
pretty hot on it.
I think I have a big withdrawal wave on likely turn 20 or 21, 22.
Right before his arrival.
Yeah, where they sent all those guys to Greece.
Yes, that rings a bell.
So that'll be one.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll have any towards the end for D-Day because they just wrap this up and then went.
Yeah, they won here
And then went.
and then pushed
yeah.
further in. That wasn't them reassigning. That was them just moving on.
Yeah. So yeah, there'll be one. There'll be one as you get your big wave of guys, which will be
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, God. Well, you know, we're an hour in.
Yep.
We've waxed about our hardships to come, our hardships of the past.
Still excited about the game. You've having more of a wobble, but
I'm excited about finishing the campaign for North Africa. I'm terrified of what that actually looks like day to day.
I mean, that's a good thing to be excited about, because you can be excited about it for decades.
Yeah, but I won't be. Give it 5 years. This won't be an exciting project for me.
Oh, it'll just be your life.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like now, except I don't have the crippling pressure of if you start to lose, you just have to see this through. But we'll be picking up next time. We'll be playing the game. We'll continue on. We'll be starting turn 5, continuing down that downward slope of the practice run, and kicking off the full game at some point this year. Anyone with any comments, any questions, anything to send in, you know how to do so. It's info@warwithamate.co.uk, the website warwithamate.co.uk, or the Instagram is just warwithamate. We'll have a look at everything.
Yep.
We vow to look at it all, answer it all. We'll churn through it. We've got our lives to get through it all, so send it over. We'll get there.
Yeah, we have to get to it.
We have to. We need something to get us through this. But in the meantime, I've been James.
I've been Andy. Stay subtle, humble, and brave.
In those eternal deserts of your mind. Farewell and good night.